Just a minute ago, I saw some giant jungle cat running through here. Not sure if hopefully it wasn't a mountain lion. I think it was just a bobcat probably. What's up, gang? Tony here from Beastmode Camping, and today we're going to be taking a look at some stuff I absolutely would not take on a hike. However, things I would bring camping. Let's get into it. I don't know how far I want to go to get set up. Kind of like this spot back here. Should I go on those rocks over there? All right, this feels like a nice spot after a pretty good hike. But keep in mind, I'm bringing camping stuff along because I want to show you guys the difference between camping and hiking gear. So first off, let's take a look at a sleeping pad. Now, I got this sleeping pad from Gear, and one of the reasons I got it was because it was thick and durable. I was actually surprised at how thick it was. Now this monster is nothing I would ever think to bring on a hike. Look at how big this thing is. It's like the size of me. But look at this construction. This is thick. Like if I bend it, that's as thin as you're getting it right there. And this is gonna go on the ground side. And the top and bottom are both made of the same material. So make sure you bring a sleeping bag. And I generally don't like to lay my pack on the ground because there's so many bugs and spiders, especially it's over 60 degrees, so there's gonna be a ton of stuff out right now. You guys know me. If you don't have a pump already, get yourself one. Today I'm using one from Flextel, but get whatever you need. Now on a normal sleeping pad, there is no way I would just put it on this rocky terrain, especially with stuff like this laying around. I'd be way too afraid that it's gonna break it, puncture it somehow. This thing is thick. It's got a gel coating on it, as well as the plastic on it seems to be extra durable. I'll need to put the stats somewhere around here, but I just filled this thing up with probably about 20 pounds of air and it feels rock solid. And as you can tell, this thing's not going anywhere. Now, as you guys know, I've tested out multiple sleeping pads, things that I would definitely take on hikes, things that weigh less than a pound. This one's over 5 pounds. And you can tell by the storage bag that it doesn't get much smaller than this thing right here. In fact, when I'm done, I will have a bit of trouble ramming it into this. What are the pros and cons of this? Cons, absolutely not hiking with it unless my name's Brian. But for camping, I've already used this thing a couple times and this thing is extraordinary. Super comfortable and durable. I had an absolute great night's sleep. Like I said, you can lay it right here on the shell and I'm not worried about it at all. But the downside is you've got to carry more weight. That's why it doesn't belong in the pack. Now, while you guys just saw me pump this up with the Flextel Giga Pump, I almost forgot. This thing did come with its own pump. So, and this is gonna be similar to the Aragogos or anything like that. It's got a pump as well as a lantern on it. So that's an added benefit, along with all the accessories to get it pumped up. And I picked this thing up for less than 50 bucks. So it felt like a bargain to me. Now it's not raining, at least not yet. I was planning on setting up a tarp tent, but right now I don't need to. This thing, I could put it right here on the ground. It's 4 inches thick. Now, while I might be able to put one of my more expensive ones on the ground like this, I won't, just because if I'm spending 160 bucks on a sleeping pad, I want to keep that thing in pristine order for when I do go hiking. So relying on something like this is a much better option. And like I said, this thing feels rugged and rigid. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I like my pads a bit more inflatable, and the hiking pads, they always just seem to have a bit of a dip to them. I'm not getting that with this. So while we're checking this thing out, I'm gonna keep it inflated and go ahead and do the rest of my review while sitting on this thing. The next that we're gonna take a look at is some MREs. Now, why MREs? Well, because that's simple. I was spending about 100 to 150 bucks every time I'd go camping last year, and I just caught on to these MRE sales that are going on. I don't know if they're going on globally or if they're gonna stay like this, but I picked up 24 MREs for about 75 bucks. That's like $3 a meal. So instead of going shopping and bringing all this food with me that, to be honest, half of which I end up throwing out, I'm gonna start bringing MREs with me, and we're gonna get a taste of that right here, right now. And in a future episode, I am picking up a few little survival things and prepper type things. So in a future episode, you're gonna see how and why I bought these, where I got them from, along with a couple other things. Not a ton, but a few things. So for today's meal, beef ravioli and meat sauce. So I believe these things can last about 25 years. I've heard people eating them after like 100 years. We're gonna give them a try today and see what they're all about. But in order to open that, I need a knife. And guess who just sent me a new knife? Odenwolf did. So, and I'll probably make a short on this one too, but let's take a look at what's in the pack here. Now, before I get to the actual knife, let's see what's inside. You know, it's got a nice little zipper pouch that says Odenwolf on it. Here's the inside. They always come with this coin. Now, I have had a couple that didn't come with these, and I'm not exactly sure why, but they generally come with a coin. Kind of cool. So you can keep track of what you've got. Maybe use them like Pogs or maybe even Pokemon cards and trade them around. I don't know. So now let's take a look at the knife that I'm gonna open this up with. So first off, the only thing it has is a flick handle right here, right there. Your standard lock mechanism that folds it down. Now this is the Odenwolf Duron. Hey babe.
I'm just making sure you're alive before I lay down.
Yeah, I'm good. So this is the Odenwolf Duron. There's nothing super fancy about it. It just has a thumb flick right there, as well as it's got the hardened steel blade on it, as well as the aluminum handle. Now this thing's lighter, but 2 times stronger than standard aluminum. The handle's 4 inches long, as well as the blade's 4 inches long. So once you flick it open, you got 8 inches. And I'm hearing stuff around me, as well as I saw some big cat a little bit ago, so I might just keep this by my side anyways, because I don't have a pew-pew on me. Now you could use this for cut. Ooh, not gonna do that. So it has the clip on this side, as well as holes where you can flip it around if you want to. So if you're right-handed or left-handed. Let's see if I can do it left-handed. All right, pretty cool design, but again, not a lot of frills to it. Does have the drop point blade, but other than that, pretty standard knife with ceramic ball bearings in it. I like it. Who needs a pocket knife anyways? What all can you use it for? Opening letters, carving some wood, cutting cups, making holes in stuff. There's a ton of uses for a pocket knife, so if you don't have one, I'd suggest you get one. And if you're gonna get one, I'd go with a nice brand. They sent me this one. I believe it's out now and you can pick it up. Now, they're not super cheap, probably because of the aluminum they're using on this, but about 90 bucks for this guy. And I don't think this one's on Kickstarter either, so, but look at that blade. Not enough about this because I'm getting hungry. Let's take a look. Wait a minute. Let's see. Can it whittle? It can whittle with the best of them. I mean, it's a knife, guys. Come on. And they're going to come super sharp. Just don't cut yourself. Where's the rest of my box? Oh, and it also comes with an instruction manual and cleaning cloth. I mean, I just wiped mine on my jeans, but I'm a dirty dude. So I am going to be checking out a bunch of these going forward because it is a lot more cost effective, and not that I'm cheap, but I hate spending a couple $100 every single time I go camping. And I go camping a lot, way more than I go hiking. Now, I go hiking probably a couple times a year, but those are, you know, those take a while to recover from. So in here, we've got a little pack. This one's sealed. Says ravioli and beef sauce. 37 grams of carbs, 6 sugars, 3 grams of fiber. Probably gonna stop you up. It's got an after dinner mint, looks like more like a chiclet. It's got some salt, cloth, and a pack of matches. I'm not sure why they gave a pack of matches in here. In here we've got Italian breadsticks. Ooh, some Entenmann's, a pack of peanut butter. I'm definitely not gonna be able to eat all this, but check this out. Fruit punch beverage powder. So you just rip this off, pour your water in there, and I'm gonna have fruit punch for lunch. And what is this? A recovery bar, salted caramel marshmallow crisps. I'm gonna give it a taste just for the video, but man, to be honest, unless I was super hungry, probably, I don't know if I'd be able to finish all this stuff. And then this, that is my heating element. Remove MRE pouch and paperboard sleeve from MRE. Tear off top of bag. Place MRE pouch in bag with heater. All right, where's the cardboard? All right, this is the cardboard they were talking about.
Reminds me of a Hot Pocket.
Okay, so I'm gonna tear it off, put water up to here, but do not overfill, and then lay it flat. That's gonna activate it. Tear off the top, and I wanna put the, which one is it? This bad boy in the bag. Like so. Put this whole thing back in this bag, in this cardboard. I'm gonna pour a little bit of water in there now. It says do not overfill.
And I may have overfilled.
Now it says to lay it flat on rock or something. So I'm gonna let that heat up for a little bit, and while I do, I'm gonna clean up this mess, maybe get myself a couple Entenmann's, and make myself a drink. I was originally down here looking to see if I could find some copperheads or something, so hopefully nothing sneaks up on me. Super easy containers. By the way, this is not sponsored by anything whatsoever. I just happened to see these things coming across my feed on Facebook. Multiple different vendors. So I thought, heck, I'd just give it a try, and maybe that'll keep my expenses down for when I go camping. Now, for hiking, that's a different story. I would never bring these things hiking. Like, this alone has to be, it says 2.2 ounces. This thing, similar. I've already got lighters and stuff, don't need matches, don't need this. I mean, other than the salt, I've already got stuff like this in my prices bag. I've already got stuff like this in my safety bag anyways, so maybe I can take these things and add to it. Not bad. Let's see how this juice tastes. Did it come with a straw? Because this is gonna be weird to pour this back out, but you can't drink it that way. Okay, pretty gross. Actually, maybe I added way too much water, because let's shake this up a bit more. That had just a hint of flavor to it. Wonder if it said how much. Half a canteen cup. So maybe I added way too much water to it. And that's probably why it bends in right here. I was probably only supposed to add to the bottom here. I don't know. I'll add a cup next time and see how that looks. And for any of you out there that have already used these, and if I'm doing it wrong, you can let me know. I'm gonna pour it back in here just so you guys see kind of what it looks like. And a lot of this is probably more for the electrolytes. Oh, and I definitely could have shaken it up a bit more. It looks like there's a pretty thick syrup on the bottom of this. So there you have it. Just make sure you kind of shake it up really nicely, because there's definitely a lot more mixture at the bottom there. Not bad. Oh, and check that out. Comes with a spoon. Let's see how this thing's doing. Ooh, that is hot. That is really, really warm. I'm gonna hold off on the breadsticks, but let's see what they look like. Ooh, immediately get a nice garlicky aroma. And hey, they look like breadsticks. Since I got 4, ooh, they're dense. Kind of you know, I'm thinking if I'm super hungry or starving, this is gonna do the trick, but right now, I'm not starving. And this feels like it's turned into a ball of dough in my mouth. That's thick. Just since it's for the video only, I'm gonna go ahead and take a crack at the recovery bar, salted caramel, marshmallow crisp. This thing says it has 6 grams of fat, 300 milligrams of sodium, 38 grams of carbs, 9 sugars, 10 grams of protein. So inside this pouch is another pouch. And inside this pouch is another pouch. Ooey gooey. So it looks kind of like a Rice Krispie treat or something. I'm definitely betting this would be good on the trail. Not horrible, not bad at all. Just like a Clark bar or anything else like that. Now, I'm not sure how many of these I would bring while I'm camping. I'm guessing, you know, unless I'm chopping logs and stuff like that. I generally only eat twice a day, so I probably would bring 2 of these. I'd probably try to find a breakfast one and a dinner one. I am gonna hold off on the peanut butter. Well, for you guys, let's see what the peanut butter tastes like. We all know what M&Ms taste like. Now this is 1 ounce, 28 grams. Need package before opening. Looks just like regular old peanut butter. It's not Peter Pan. Now, if you guys haven't tried that roasted honey Peter Pan peanut butter, you guys are missing out. This tastes more like a Jif or something. I'm betting, again, for the troops, probably just want the calories. So my guess is, unless I get super tired of these, my camping expenses has just gone through the floor. However, I do love breakfast, so I'm still gonna pick up my pack of eggs and stuff. Unless these things are gonna beat it. But for this, a little over $3 a meal, it's hard to pass up. So for now, I'm gonna put this peanut butter back in here. I don't know if this thing said how long to wait, but boy, that is hot. That thing was pretty thick and it felt like it could probably use a good amount of time. So I'm gonna leave it in there just a little bit. Oh, I didn't even see this, a little bitty bottle of Tabasco. Why would I need this on ravioli? Is it that bad tasting? Yeah! I love Tabasco. Now while we wait for that, if this is the right content for you, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me to support the work I'm doing, and it's free. But I have one more thing. While that thing's heating up, I still have one more thing to show you guys. All right, gang, now this next one is top secret, meaning it's not quite on the market yet, so I can't have you guys making a big deal out of it. Now, the problem is it hasn't been released quite just yet, so I can't have you guys digging around looking for it and everything. However, I do want to show it to you guys in case you want to pick it up later. And I will make a follow-up video on it, but for right now, top secret. And now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. So the next is the third product that I would not bring hiking. I'm not gonna bring this hiking with me, but it'll definitely be in my camping gear and something I'm gonna bring along with me, or even to use at the house. Our good friends over at Odenwolf, bam! They're spying on me again. So this is the Blade Professor. It acts like a knife sharpener, but it's much more. It's got the carbide if it's really got a messed up blade to it, a ceramic one for once you've got it pretty much sharp, but really want to finish it off and make it really fine cuts to it. It's right there is the ceramic edge. I'm not going to do it on a brand new blade, but you would kind of pull it through here like this. That's going to be to get it just sharp, and then this on the ceramic end just to make sure you finish that off. It's also got a ceramic stone here. So if you really want to, maybe you're in the kitchen and you want to use it like a chef, bam, bam. But pull this little trigger right here and this flips out. This has a notched edge in here that you can use for sharpening hooks. You feed it right into there and to put it away, you just pull that back and it flips on down. So you can also use this end. If you've got a serrated blade, you can put this inside the serrated edges of them to sharpen those. So you pull this piece out, and it's also got a whistle. It's also got some rubber feet on it in case you can want to put this on the counter while you're cleaning up the edge of your knife, as well as a belt clip. So, and in here, it's got a little secret compartment. So you've got a blade And you can put, excuse me, a blade. It's got a Phillips head. And you can put that right in there so you can use it to screw whatever things need to be screwed in. As long as they're not a flathead. Put that right back and boop. And if I didn't mention it, this one in the middle, this one right here, this is a diamond blade. But again, not something I'm gonna bring with me while I'm hiking, but definitely something I'm gonna keep in my camping accessories. All right, now that we've got that done, let's see if our food's hot yet. So it's been about 20 to 25 minutes since I put my food in here, and it's still piping hot. So let's take it out and see how the food is. Whew. That is really hot under there, so be careful. Oh yeah, nice and warm. Feel a tad bit of a cold spot in there, or a lukewarm spot, I should say. But this stuff right here is super hot. All right, now the moment we've all been waiting for. They're still after me. That's kind of like what we're looking at there. Ooh, and it is hot. I don't need that big of a bite. It's all gonna get caught up in my beard anyways, right? Okay. 10 out of 10. Not even joking. This did say it was packed, I believe, in 2024. Maybe 2214 is when this expires. I don't know. If you guys know what that stuff means, you tell me. Definitely am going to order more of these. I think I just found my new best friend. Don't forget the Tabasco. Let's check it out. There's a little half twist, not even a whole twist to get that thing off. Okay, I dumped the whole bottle in there, so I can say that I once drank an entire bottle of Tabasco sauce. Not sure that looked like the right color when I was done with it, but looked like it had a tint of green to it. I've never put Tabasco on Italian food, I don't think. But I might start now. That's not bad. Makes your food fight back a little bit. Let me dip my bread in there. That's definitely filling. Hey gang, thanks for spending a little bit of time with me today and taking a look at some things I'd never take hiking, but would definitely think about putting in my camping container. At any rate, if this is the right content for you, don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you next week. If you like this type of content, make sure you check out our YouTube channel where we have hundreds of videos just like this. If you want to see our newest adventures, be sure to click the subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss another video.